mean in that box right there of the total recreation and all that? It looks like it could be him.
Okay. I have no idea.
It's hard. It's from this distance. It's hard for me to tell. Now that I look at it again, I really don't think so.
Listeners, we'd like to thank our lodging partners for hosting all the visiting North American Tier 2 hockey league teams while they're in the St. Cloud. Thanks to the Quality and Express, the official hotels of the St. Cloud Blizzard. We would like to thank our radio provider, Lakeland Broadcasting. Tune into KSI 99.3 FM Thursday mornings to hear a review from Coach's Home Anthem, broadcaster Tom Gerhardt and Blizzard Channel.
Well, it is that time of year when getting cheer and keeping cheer should be a cinch. But it seems like the Wilderness and their ability to win has been taken by the Grinch. But there's still plenty of time, and you got to keep working. And sometimes you can only rely. But eventually, if you keep up the good habits throughout the year, a playoff spot, you will clinch. Good evening, everyone. Marty Hill with you here at the Municipal Athletic Complex here in St. Cloud, where the Wilderness are going to be trying once again to snap out of a losing streak that's now extended to 4 games. And currently they have lost 7 of their last 8. And this is a slide that last night took place, despite the fact that they outplayed St. Cloud and outshot them and outchanced them. It was a situation where they couldn't solve the goaltender for the most part, and it was St. Cloud that took advantage of opportunities. And the Wilderness ended up costing them the victory. 5-3 was the final. St. Cloud getting some very good penalty kill from last night. The Wilderness were 0 for 4 with the man advantage. Also, that included a 2-man advantage that spanned over a minute and a half, and right when the total power play expired, they gave up a goal. So it's one of those things that just was totally deflating. I thought that was the turning point of the game. There was a strong third period for the boys last night, and it was not enough. They were able to get a goal from Mitch Allard and Jake Herter toward the tail end there, but could not pull it off. But St. Cloud last night, they were able to put together a good effort. It was you get Sam Metcalf that ended up with 37 saves on the night, and you had one of their newcomers, Alec Johnson, with a Gordie Howe hat trick, a goal and assist in a fight. And basically they're going with the same lineup tonight, and no real changes there for St. Cloud. As we hear from the head coach of the St. Cloud Blizzard, Mo Mantha, just talking about what their strategy is going into this game here tonight.
We're pleased with the results. Your team was able to capitalize on some big chances and get the win.
Yeah, no, again, we came out, we played a real good road game, but I can tell you right now, Marty, we made it kind of interesting for ourselves. We made it hard for ourselves with about 11 minutes going in that third period where we stopped competing, and to the Wilderness, they kept coming at us pretty good, and our goalie, Metcalf, had to make some good saves for us. But anytime you go on the road and take 2 points on the road, it's always a nice little sign.
Yeah, I noticed you took that time out in the third period there to try to rev them up. What was the message there?
Well, basically settle down. Let's get back to doing what we're supposed to be doing. I thought we were, bad puck decisions. Poor
to that.
I wish it was sometimes when we played Bismarck all the time, they seem to score goals early in us. But overall, again, it's just make sure we come out and you're preparing yourself to, I've be focused for the last 5 minutes. So, but again, no, we always get our guys thinking about how we want. He's had the points where he came all his life, been a real good mobile, and he's not a afraid kid to be competitive. So he's done some good things also. But with as you say, the Gordie Howe hat trick is again, but that's just the way the kid plays. He plays hard and he gets in your face and he finds ways to get points too.
All right, and then you mentioned Sam Metcalf and the way he played, and it just seemed like he's.
Same thing. Make sure we don't take anything lightly. Get the pucks going behind their defense, the forwards, and get the puck down deep. I think tonight we got to do a better job of backtracking, picking up their D-man during the rush, especially Holmes, and just be aware of how we and be strong how we pick up people coming back in our zone.
It seemed like you were really keen on, or I don't know if you were keen on, but somehow you did shut down Nate Horn and Myers and Crosby. Was there something that you were kind of a lineup you're looking at there?
Again, we talking about teams preparation is just make sure when you're on the ice, remind yourself, like, hey, number 8's out there. Mm-hmm. Let's make sure we keep the pucks down deep because he doesn't want to be down playing too much defense. Offense, and that's the message with our guys all year long.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight, Coach.
All right, Marty, thanks so much.
And that is the head coach of the St. Cloud Blizzard, Mo Mantha, with his thoughts going in military-themed uniforms that they'll be wearing. They come into this game with an 8-14 and 4 record on the season, 20 points in the Central Division. They now sit 7 back of the Wilderness. This is a big game because if they win this game, they're only 5 points back, and they've got a series coming up next weekend. Wilderness are off next weekend. St. Cloud plays Aberdeen, and if they can somehow pull off a couple of wins there, they'll only be 1 point back of the Wilderness in 5th place. As for back at 500 for the first time since early October, in the lineup tonight, Mitch Allard will be back in after scoring a big goal last night. Brady Hunter is in the lineup. He'll be with Minotti and Garrett Worth. Caleb Johnson will get the start in net, the 3rd straight game where they've ended up having to do that. As we hear from the head coach of the Wilderness on what we can expect from the Wilderness tonight. Coach, I can only imagine how frustrating it was last night. You considering how much you outplayed them, outchanced them, but they got the 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did some things really well. Their goalie played extremely for guys to turn the corners. So I think you put that in a factor, and their goaltender stood on his head, gave them opportunity to win. And yeah, then by the time we kind of woke up in there in the 3rd and really started making strides to go in the right direction, it's just a little late. It all starts from us not capitalizing 5-3. But again, just not managing when the guys are coming in the box, not being aware. And those are little details, but against good teams, and they've St. Cloud's got some really good offensive pieces. Teams will make you pay for that. So again, it's just a matter of you're just trying to teach the kids. And so it's funny when I got into coaching, you can teach kids the same thing from day one to last day. It's just you got to wait for them to get it sooner or later. So that's what we're just doing. Trying to teach the kids the right way.
A game where you had to go ahead and make a goalie change, and I know this is always a tough decision for a coach. What is it that takes place that usually convinces you to say, "Hey, I got to go ahead and make a change in goal"?
It could be just the type of goals allowed. In that situation, it was 3 goals on 12 shots. I thought he should have had at least that last one there. It could be just trying to get a spark for the bench, getting guys going the right way, playing for something and someone else. So there's a lot of factors that goes into that decision. Put Caleb in the net tonight and see how he does.
You get, and I didn't notice this till I got the lineup, but Bram Shearer back, and it's one thing that I like about him is what he adds as far as his work on the face-offs and just a lot of grit that he has.
Yeah, I think he's a great centerman. I mean, he wins the majority of his faceoffs. He's averaging around 70%. That being said, he's got great legs underneath him. He can possess the puck. So for, obviously him coming back in the lineup last night, there were little things he didn't do correct that he started correcting later in the game. And so he's getting some more opportunities. But he brings a lot of speed, a lot of kind of offensive capability to our lineup and just that pace that we're looking for. And it gives those other 2 guys on the lineup with him a little bit more time and space with the puck. So he's definitely excited to have back in our lineup, and he brings a lot for our team.
Look like Mitch Allard, scored the kind of goal that we expect from Mitch Aller, getting right in front of that, looking for that physical play where he can kind of chip one in. And with him being in the lineup tonight kind of a reward for his work from last night?
No, I just think he does a good job. I think Allard, he actually does pretty well as a centerman. He wins majority of his draws, so he's a good role player and centerman at that point. He knows that he's going to be a guy that scores his goals from the blue paint. But you look at that, first of all, in that face-off, we win the face-off clean. We possess the puck. D makes
Sam Metcalf returns in goal. 99 birth year from Waterloo, Iowa. And coming in after that big victory.